The meaning of life for me was to be satisfied with what I already have. And right now, I feel like I'm very satisfied with what I have. However, am I happy? I don't know.
In today's episode, I am speaking to Davie Mach, founder of Box Advisory Services.
The point of life is to go on a journey, to go through ups and downs, to hate your life at one point, and then eventually find yourself again. That's life, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing. And I feel like the ups and downs in life is what creates life. A lot of friends and family are challenging me and saying like, money isn't about everything. Like, and they're like,
it's the only thing.
It's like, dude, you don't know what I've been through, man. You don't know what my birthdays were like. You don't know what my parents went through and all that stuff.
We've known each other for about probably more than half our lives now, about 16 years or so. We met each other first day at Hall Chadwick as cadets.
In the accounting firm, yep.
At the accounting firm, the doghouse, churned us. But, since then I followed your journey. You've been going pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah, it just took about 16 years to get where I am.
To get there. But yeah, look, I mean, when we went to lunches back in the day and when we were 17, 18, we always saw the partners going out for lunches and we said to ourselves, I said to myself, man, I need to get there, right? Like I need to appear like I'm not doing any work. And I feel like maybe we're kind of there now. Or at least I feel like you are there. Are you there?
No, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah.
At that point. For them, they had they had their life set up, their family, they got all these investments and, got all these clients and they've got clients coming in, they've got a big team, and they don't do much work anymore. Like they just pretty much, they don't
like
do the reviews.
Right.
Kind of, yeah. I'm always on camera now.
Yeah, that's right. You're a celebrity now. You're a celebrity.
No, but I don't feel like I've got like my family and social life and all that stuff sorted yet. Like, all the other things that you need in balance, like when you want balance.
That quality of life. I mean, look, before we get into that, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell the audience a little bit about how you started or why you started Box Advisory and dive into that a little bit?
I think it was all about money, to be honest. It's all about money.
Yeah.
Like from day one, I started in accounting because I thought, learn about money, learn about finances, learn about accounting, you'll be able to make money, or at least it'll be a stepping stone to making money. And that's how I started. But and I think that's a good thing and a bad thing, that my life revolved about money. My parents, when we were young, we were very poor, and to a point where like, presents, birthday presents, or, birthday parties were not a thing. The only thing that they would normally buy is my mom would always pull out her wallet and she would like pull out this like buy one, get one free Big Mac. And that's like, she would save all these vouchers for our birthdays, like literally.
Yeah, shit.
And that's why like, when I go to Macca's or my parents go to Macca's, it's still sentimental. We still eat it, even though it's so bloody bad for you. It still reminds me of those days where, shit, man, life was tough. But when I was young, I actually didn't know that we were poor. It's only when I think I was 15, dad pulled me in the room and like mum and dad would always fight about money. Like I thought it was quite normal. And then one day my dad pulled me in the room and he said to me that like, Davie, like I need to talk to you. You're old enough now to know about what's going on in the family. And, we can't afford to pay for the expenses that we have with you. We can't pay for your tuition. We can't pay for your school fees, like your excursions and all that stuff like that. Like you need to stop to think about the family. You're old enough to think about the family. And when you're old enough, we need you to work. And for Asians and for kids, Asian kids especially, like the parents normally don't want the kids to work. They want the kids to study, right?
Yep.
That's the main focus. And that's their livelihood. That's their goal in life. Other ethnicities and, other backgrounds, they don't really fully understand. But for Asian parents to tell you to go and work and don't study, and
it's a lot of pressure.
For them, it's
and
like
for you.
they fucked up. They feel like they're fucked up. And then my dad, when he said that to me at first, I was like, fuck yes. That's true anymore. Yes, I don't have to study anymore. Yeah. But when I looked at my dad and I saw his face and I was like, man, there's something really going on.
Yep.
And he said, look, your mom's sick and she's been sick for a very long time. And like, I don't know if you know what mental illnesses are, but she's got mental illness and she's really, really sick. And she's been like this for a very long time and we haven't told you.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you remember those times where mum would have those episodes, and I was like, at that point in time, I was just like,
now it's starting to click.
Yeah, it's starting to kick. Yeah, and like I didn't believe it at first, and then I talked to my brothers about it, and my brothers like, they're only like, 18, 20, and I was like, come here, let's have a talk. This is the first time my brothers would actually literally say, come here, let's have a talk.
So your brothers knew about it, but not you. They sheltered you away from it, being the youngest one in the family.
Yeah. And that hurt. That hurt so much because, at 15, I was considered the spoiled brat that was asking for the extra little things that my brothers never got. I would ask for new basketball shoes. I was asked to I asked to go to excursions, and I kicked and screamed and kept everyone awake at night until I got what I wanted. And my brothers used to hate me because of that. And my parents used to be like, you know what, Davie's just being Davie. Let's give it to him sometimes. And so when that happened, I from 15 onwards to 20, I just said to myself, I need to freaking make money. I need money. I need to. I felt so much guilt as a kid that what I was doing to my family, that I needed to do something for my family.
Yeah.
And so, 15, 16, 17, I just pulled I wasn't smart.
You just knew that you had to somehow support your family, because I kind of had the same sort of mindset when I hit 17. I'm like, well, I got a single mum supporting me and my sister, and our dad's left us. She's, spending heaps of money putting us through school. I wanted a job. She's like, no, study, get a good job. Eventually got a cadetship at Hall Chadwick, right? And I felt, man, now I can support myself. My mum doesn't have to worry about me. And I'm sure you had the same sort of mindset there as well.
Yeah. Like at that first paycheck that went in, it was like
$392 net. I was like, yeah.
But we thought that was a lot of money. We were like, holy shit, this is a shitload of money.
What was pretty bad was that we started our careers just before the global financial crisis. So after that, we got jack shit pay rises, like nothing. And the excuse for the next 5 years was, GFC. So we got nothing. But we went through our careers, 4 or 5 years. I kind of left after that. I went to another accounting firm. And then I'd like to think I was part of the reason why you started your accounting firm. I remember I was speaking to you. I'm like, Davie, I'm going to London. I'm moving out, but I'm also studying my accounting firm on the side. And I think at the time we were on the phone and you were like, yeah, look, good on you. I'm trying to get manager. I'm trying to get partner at the firm that I'm at. But then 6 months later, I think you then started Box Advisory.
I switched. Yeah.
Was I the main reason why you're so successful right now, or dive into that? I'd like to know.
I do record a time where, when we first met each other and we were competing from the very start.
Yeah. Good competition.
Yeah. So I think I asked you how old you were, what your birthday was, right? And then you said you were born in April, and I said I was born in April, and you're like, swear to God, I'm older than you. And I was like, no, there's no freaking way that you're older than me. Because I was born on the 1st and you're born on the 2nd.
Yeah, I was like, no way someone's born April Fools, right? That's
So we competed from the very start.
Yeah.
So in honest opinion, probably, you're probably right. That when I found out that you were starting your own accounting firm and you already had some clients and you were doing pretty good and you're doing it all overseas, it made me feel like, you know what? Maybe accounting is the right business for me. Before I started accounting, I started multiple businesses. I had a e-commerce store. I was selling onesies, animal onesies. I sold Polaroid film as well with my partner, ex-partner, ex-girlfriend at that time now. But I did all those things, and then I was trying to search for something. I couldn't find it. And then
it's very hard.
Yeah. And then look, I've been doing accounting for 8 years at that time, or 9 years. And I thought, you know what the heck, let's just start this, because it looks like Phil's doing it on the side as well. There was also other reasons why accounting was the right one, I felt like. I thought it was quite easy to start. Good business, and if it doesn't work out, it's fine. It's not like
go back to your 9 to 5 job and you'll be fine. I had the same mindset as well. We're trying to think about getting to financial freedom or success, get some money in for the family, to support our family. What business should we get into? But we always think about all the challenges when we think about potential businesses, right? What are the costs? What's the time investment? But what's wrong with starting a business based off and leveraging off our skill set and experience over the last 8 years? And I think that's what you and I ended up coming to.
And we used to complain about accounting and how bad it was done, the processes, the systems in place. It just didn't make any bloody sense, to the point where you would fall asleep in the toilet half the time. But
But there was other reasons why I fell asleep in the toilet. Not really because of accounting. I think it was just having a good time at work, right? I think that was the culture back then.
Or after work or before.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good times back in the office. But times are different now, and I think from that experience, we learned how to create our own accounting practice, but not have it the same way we were brought up, right? So we're creating a different culture, different environment, doing things differently, but still the same thing. No, that's good. So
I guess like one thing I want to mention about accounting is that it's got a really good business model. Accounting is something that is recession proof.
Yeah.
Like you need an accountant no matter what. Right?
Life, death, and taxes, right? So you've got to pay taxes.
Yeah. The only reason why you won't need an accountant is if there's no tax rules in the country. And unfortunately in Australia, the tax rules are quite intensive.
And it always changes.
Yeah, it always changes.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. And the second thing is that it's recurring income. Clients are quite sticky. You always have to constantly do more, do the work. It's not something where you can just do the work for the first year and then, the next 5 years, you don't really need to do anything as well anymore. So that means that the work isn't as sticky because the client can just leave, pick up and leave, and it'll be hard. It'll be easy for them to leave because the work's already being done for them. Whereas in accounting and taxes, constantly every year you got to file your tax returns, get your bookkeeping up to date. Quite a lot of that. Also, unfortunately, at that point of time, accountants weren't really that good with running businesses. They're very good at doing accounting work, but I felt like accountants were pigeonholed to a point where they weren't taught sales. They weren't taught how to manage client relationships.
Sales and marketing, really, and client management. I think there is a client management side of it, but I think
some people knew
there is, and that's why they usually get practice managers in to manage that side, or client service managers, right? But I think to your point, 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago before
cloud-based accounting came in.
Yeah. A different point is, I think we had a conversation. You said, Phil, I'm investing 20, 30 grand in marketing. And to me, I was like, what the F is this guy doing? It's not what we're used to, right? We're just used to getting warm referrals coming in. But you were going in on the marketing. You started another marketing arm as well, or invested in that. And you just really went hard at it. And I thought, this guy's a bit nuts. This is not what we do. It's out of the norm. But here we are 5 years later, and I'd say you're pretty successful at it. That investment you made year on year has gotten you to, or helped push you to where you are now, which is, I'd say, in my eyes, at the top of the mountain almost, right? You've recently...
I think I got a bit lucky. Yeah, got a bit lucky.
Yeah, there might be a bit of luck involved, but predominantly it's hard work and the vision, doing something different, right? And I think that's what made you successful. It's gotten your business to where you are now, and you've recently won Accountant of the Year, the Boutique Firm of the Year, all these awards that aren't your local business awards where everyone can vote. This is judged by a panel of experts in our industry. So, to me, I remember when we were in Hall Chadwick, and we were looking at those Boutique Firms of the Year and all that. That was wow.
Yeah.
And for you to be there now, to be recognized amongst your peers as, up there, that's, good on you. I would say, you've done pretty well. Your business now, you've got 30 plus employees, you've got multiple businesses. Where do you feel, what are the challenges that you're facing now as an established business? What tips can you share to other business owners going through the motion to try and...
I guess it depends on the stages, right? You're talking about. So when you first start up, I think the biggest challenge I had when I first started up was the imposter syndrome, self-confidence, waking up every single day and going to work and going, all right, well, I'm moving the needle, just a bit, but is it really doing anything? Every step by step, every step you take in running the business and growing the business, you don't really see the impact. And it takes ages for that impact to happen. I started my business in 2016, right? The accounting business. Did anyone know about me from 2016 to 2017 to 2018? No. 2019, maybe some people heard of me. It's only 2020 when it hit. That's when it started blowing up. That's when the videos, the marketing started working. But before then, I had Phil that would be like, why the frick are you spending 20 grand on marketing? What the hell, man? Oh, you do you, bro. But I don't know what you're doing, mate. Because you just get it from referrals. So those are the things that really impacted me. And it happens, bro. right? Like, you're giving me advice from like your personal experience. People are just like, they don't get it. And I don't even get it at times.
Yeah.
I don't even believe myself. But sometimes in the morning, I just had to bloody wake up, just do the work. And then, you know, by Wednesday, I'm like, okay, I'm finally feeling like I'm actually getting some impact in the business. And then Thursday, Friday hits, and then back to the weekend again, and like you're back to like, oh man, is this right for me? And you know, I had like my mentors telling me like, Davie, are you sure this is what you want to do? Like, I can offer you a role. I can pay you, you know, double what you're making right now. And though it's like, it just doesn't make you feel that great that like you're doing this. And that was the biggest challenge. You know, fast forward, you know, 6 years now, or 7 years now of running this business. I'm just like, man, I would not change it for anything. Like those experiences I learned, those challenges I face, it's made me who I am right now. You know, anything, any question, any problem that I have faced with the business, you know, any other Tom, Dick and Harry would cry or like, you know, freak out.
You definitely need that mindset to get you through it. There are times where there's ups, there's downs, there's times where you feel like, you know, shit, is this working? Or, you know, it's a bit quiet, no work's coming in. But I think you just got to be consistent and persevere, right?
Yeah.
And to your point where you say, oh, maybe I should think about taking that role or shutting shop and going because it's not worth it. I think what you should, you know, business owners should be thinking about is every year, is my business improving? And every year, am I working on the business to actually not be an owner operator of the business, but actually be a business owner? Because that's ultimately why we're in business, right? So that we can actually not work and let it run itself.
You're right. Like, you always have to have a plan, basically.
Yeah.
Something in place, some sort of forecast or some sort of plan in place, that these steps that you need to take. And as long as you're following these steps, that makes you feel like, okay, well, if I hit these steps, eventually I will hit this goal. And yeah, you're right. I had like 5 steps when I started this business. And one of the first step was, you know, get to $1 million in fees. Just keep growing, like do whatever I can to, you know, get to $1 million in fees. Second step was focus on hiring the right staff, process, and building the right processes and systems in place for the staff to be working in. So that was like mainly just building the business and processes in place, right? Third one was, you know, go out there building a marketing machine where like I can get constant leads, where I don't have to live off. I don't have to live off.
Or wait for referrals.
Yeah, wait for referrals, leads, and, you know, referral partners. And I felt like, you know, referral partners are great, but you just don't know when they're going to give it to you. And also they might be able to find another accountant they can refer to because you weren't there for them or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was freaking out about that. So I thought, like, you know, build a marketing channel that brings in leads fresh, and it's constant, and it's something that's sellable. It's a tangible asset. The fourth thing was become a keynote speaker, expert in the company, in the accounting industry. Become someone that people look up to.
Thought leader.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're right. Like, you know, I've now won some of those awards, but I have to say, I planned for them. I planned from the very start that I wanted to win those awards.
Your focus determines your reality.
Yeah. So a lot of people just, you know, they make it seem like, you know, the people that win those awards, they don't really actually try to win those awards. You know, they do really well in the industry and then they win those awards. No, man, those guys actually work their butt off to try to win those awards.
Yep.
Those awards recognize their skills and efforts, but also the tenacity and the hard work they've put in to actually put their self in
position to do
in
so.
the position, put themselves in a point where like they want to show their face, because a lot of accountants don't want to do that. They want to, you know, win silently. And it was hard for me at the start to like put myself out there by videos and, you know, on camera and, you know, speaking at events and all that stuff like that. I feel like eventually I finally got there. I feel like now I'm invited to, like, you know, podcasts and events and networking events and keynote speaking events as well. Yeah. And those are the 4 steps. And the last step is rinse and repeat. So you'll see now that my staff and my team members are starting to become what I am. You know, they're building their own personal brand. They've got like their own client base. They're winning awards as well. And that's just, you know, the cherry on top, like literally, because we're
seeing others do it as well. Yeah.
We're repeating this. Like, this is a model that I like set out for myself. I'm telling you, man, I still have this bloody like whiteboard that I wrote out, and I had all these goals and these action points, and those were in there. Those 5 steps were in there. And like I moved all of those action points from the left, which was like to be action, to do, all the way to completed. And I still have that on my, you know, in my bedroom with my brother's bedroom, which was my office.
Well, look, well done. Like, obviously, I may be part of the reason why you started your business, but I think you're the reason why myself and I'd say a lot of other accounting professionals are going, shit, we need to get into video content. So it's really, you know, I'd say you're probably one of or a pioneer in that, in accounting, in accountants actually doing marketing and making that a actual strategy to get leads in, right? And to put yourself out there. And given today's climate, it's kind of a must-do thing now. And this is part of the reason why this podcast is running as well. Those are actually good tips, you know, actually setting goals, rinsing and repeating for any business owners out there going through a journey or growing their business, but trying to get to a certain point. Now, we don't know what that certain point is because for people like you and I, that goalpost always moves. You know, what's next for you? You know, you've gone to top of the mountain. What's left to do? Like, where are you at in business now? What's next? How do you remove yourself? What are your goals moving forward? For perspective, just to let you guys know, I don't feel like I'm on the top of the mountain yet. I feel like I'm close to the top of the mountain. I can see the summit. I just haven't got there. But I know... On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being, you know, like not financially, like poor, for example, 5 being financially stable, 10 being financially free, where would you be?
Well, if you're talking about financially free, I would say I'm probably like a 9 out of 10 already. And partly, and this is something I grew up believing, which is like the meaning of life. The meaning of life for me was to be satisfied with what I already have, right? And right now I feel like I'm very satisfied with what I have. However, am I happy? I don't know. And I think that's where you came in and you said like the goalpost keeps moving as we keep growing, right? And I think that's what's happened to me. Like the goalpost has moved.
It's happened to me as well.
Yeah. And this whole year, the last, especially a year and a half, I've been talking to a lot of people, friends and family. A lot of friends and family are challenging me and saying like, you know, money isn't about everything. Like, you know, and they're like,
it's the only thing.
It's like, dude, you don't know what I've been through, man. You don't know what my birthdays were like. You don't know what my parents went through and all that stuff. But anyway, it is what it is with that. But I did say to them like, yeah, you're right. Like I need to do things for myself. Like money was for others. That were the things that happened in my life that my family had impacted me on. And that's what my family would have loved. But is it really what you would love? Like you should challenge that perspective. Yeah. And then I've been doing that, doing a bit of soul searching, getting married, going on trips, you know, taking some time to myself, being healthy and all that stuff. I think I'm starting to realize, and I'm not 100% sure about this yet, but I feel like my meaning of life has changed a bit. It's about purpose now. It's about doing things that you love with the people you love and having some sort of like reason why you're doing things. And that's where I think you would live a very comfortable life and very happy life because you feel fulfilled.
Yeah, correct.
And so it's kind of like changed a bit. I want to be satisfied, but satisfaction isn't about my wants and needs anymore. It's about creating some sort of purpose that fills my satisfaction.
What is that purpose?
For me right now is, doing things I love with the people I love. So whatever they want to do. And
let's do it. Spending time with them, really.
Yeah, let's do it. Like helping my team, you know, get out of the rat race, you know, getting them into becoming business owners themselves or, you know, partners of this company, helping my friends, you know, start their podcasts, you know, helping Social Wave and Level Asian and impacting others out there. Yeah. Like that there. This sounds so like cliche and so fluffy, but I don't know, man. For me, what else is there in life? Like, rather than just spending time with people you freaking love doing it with, right?
Yeah, I think if you make the people that you love and around you happy, you're happy and you're fulfilled, right? And I went on the same journey. I feel like a lot of people out there that are running businesses and they get to a point where they're past financial stability. I'd say I'm around 7. You know, you can never be financially free. Financially free or time freedom or mind freedom is within yourself. Because if you're financially stable, you can do a lot of things in reality in today's society, right? But if you keep chasing and moving the goalpost, then you're never going to be happy. or fulfilled or have that mind freedom. And I recently went on a trip with a friend. He's a business owner as well. When he's like to me, Phil, you look like you have everything, right? You've got a business, a successful one. You've got in property, a home, an investment property. You've got a family, you've got a kid. But you're telling me that you're not happy. And I wasn't. You know, the last year I wasn't happy. Going through the same journey as you, not happy. Why? You know, because I'm doing everything for everyone. You know, helping my mum, getting her set up, helping my family, buying that property. It was all about everyone. What I neglected was myself. I wasn't having fun anymore. So, you know, I went on a self-discovery journey to try and find myself. And what it came down to was, or what I realized, and it might sound cliche as well, but it's, you know, tomorrow is a mystery and today's a gift, the present. So live within the present now. Enjoy spending, I'm spending time with family, but I'm not enjoying it because my mind's thinking about my goals or that goalpost, that North Star, that next thing that I need to do for the business. And I realized that I was never present. Well, I'm physically there, but my mind is elsewhere. And over the last 3-4 months, I've tried to be more conscious about that. And I feel like now I am starting to enjoy just spending time with my kid and my wife, just doing nothing. It doesn't have to be we don't have to be doing something, but spending time. And I realized like that's why I'm here, you know, like.
But isn't that the point of life? Like the point of life is to go on a journey, to go through ups and downs, to hate your life at one point and hate everything that you do, and then eventually find yourself again. Like that's just that's life, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing. And I feel like the ups and downs in life is what creates life. Fuck, that sounds so bloody philosophical.
Yeah, you sound like very
yeah. But we did do an interview with in Level Asian with Vin, and we asked him like, you know, we feel like you've done everything. So what's next? And he said, I don't know, but I love that I don't know, because that's the beauty of life. That's what he basically said. And I was like, holy shit, you're right. You know, who cares?
Yeah.
Like when we were young, we didn't know what was going to happen next week. We just knew that tomorrow we're going to hang out with Phil. We're going to play games. We're going to play StarCraft.
We're going to have fun.
Yeah, that's it. Like we were just enjoying the present and like enjoying the hardships. And sometimes like we would get told off by our parents, or sometimes like your siblings were complete assholes to you and you'll hate them for life. And then next day after that, you kiss and make up. Like it's just and then you look at that and you're like, wow.
It was very simple back then. I think us being accountants as well, we're very organized. We love structure. So we want to know what's happening the next day. It's partly because we've been doing this for 16 years basically, right? Accounting. And we're always had this goalpost that we had to keep like aiming for. And then you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can see the summit. You're pretty much close to being there. I feel like, let's be honest, we both are. Yeah. And we're like, you know, all right, what's next? And then we haven't thought that far. That's the problem. We haven't thought about ourselves, or like myself, yourself. We weren't in our plans.
And we're freaking out about it.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking freaking out, man.
But it's okay, man. It's okay. Like it's fine. That's how I see it. It's like, fuck it. Like I'm planning to, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but me and my partner were talking about having kids next year.
Yeah.
We're freaking to freak out. Like we're not even sure if this is right for me. I've been trying to convince her for the last 6 months about having a kid. And then last week I've switched 180. I'm just like, are you sure we should have a kid now?
No, dude, do it. You're at the age. I've had one. It's the best thing. I said I wasn't having fun in life, and I felt like there was no purpose in life because all I was doing was working. And as cliche as it sounds, I had Isabel, and now like you find new motivation to wake up and to see her. She might be annoying, crying all the time, but you know, when I see her face and she yells "Baba" or "Dada," I'm like, man, shit, this is amazing, man. And you know, now I've got new goals in the business, and that's to remove myself completely. And I've got one foot out the door, but I want 9 toes out the door.
So what are you doing that for? You're doing that for her or for your family, right?
So I want to spend more time with her. If that means traveling with my family, going around overseas, just creating memories.
There you go. Purpose. You're creating.
That's what I found. So I feel like that's what you need to go, man.
That's the meaning of life, man. Finding purpose.
Yeah.
I just feel like.
So that's it. Look, I appreciate your time today, man. That was very fun and insightful. Hopefully you can join me another time, but appreciate your time here today.
Thanks for having me, man.
So if you're about to begin your business journey or you're currently going through your business journey, tune into future episodes so that you can learn more and find a supportive community. Otherwise, follow me on LinkedIn for more.